Hindus in themselves are very divided on the lines of caste, sampradaya, so to speak. This, in my opinion, is the root issue of the current state of Hinduism.
Second book is extremely prasangik to this particular question because I've tried to show how divisions are not unique to the Hindu society and that they're equally present in other societies as well. The difference is other societies have a fantastic sense of who's an outsider to their worldview, which means उनका शत्रुबोध जो है crystal clear है, and therefore आपस में वो चाहे जितना भी लड़ते रहें. You asked the question? Yes, okay. जब बाहर वाले की बात आ जाती है वो इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं. प्लीज आप इसको और थोड़ा as a perhaps a lay student of psychology, human psychology, just consider this. Leave any other civilization, any other Sanskriti or Sabhyata. Given our journey, diversity must be expected. Because there will be thought diversity as people go along. If it's at least 7,000 years, assuming that's a very conservative number, you must expect vividata without a doubt. तो आप क्या यूनिटी के बेसिस पे ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी को पूरी तरह से आप स्नब करते रहेंगे? इट्स नॉट गोना हैपन. व्हेन पीपल वर फाइटिंग फॉर अयोध्या, किसी ने एक दूसरे से ये नहीं पूछा कि आपकी कास्ट आइडेंटिटी क्या है, आपकी जात क्या है. नोबडी वाज आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन. दे ओनली केम देयर एज राम भक्त्स. अग्रवाल्स हैव डाइड, आहिर्स हैव डाइड, ब्राह्मण्स हैव डाइड, एवरीबॉडी इज डाइड. व्हेन द पुलिस वाज फायरिंग एट देम, नोबडी आस्क्ड ईच अदर भाई ये यादव है या क्या है. ये सवाल किसी ने नहीं पूछा. So use this basic नुस्खा of human psychology कि आप लोगों को एक cause दीजिए to rally behind. Nobody asked questions relating to language or caste. When Shivaji was fighting the Mughals, तब तक तो ये सवाल उठे ही नहीं थे. एक मिनट के लिए मान लेते हैं कि जितने भी हिंदू समाज के अंदर विकृतियां हमें पढ़ाई जाती हैं, ये उस कालखंड में भी था. एक मिनट के लिए मान लीजिए. But that did not stop the Hindus from uniting with each other to fight. At best, the division may have been political, but it was not caste-based or language-based. So the story that is told about the Battle of Panipat is how the Jats and the Marathas had a certain difference of opinion, or maybe they could have supported. I'm not getting into that. But ये इसलिए नहीं हुआ था कि ये जाट है वो मराठे हैं. That was not the reason. It was a political consideration of a different order altogether. So what I've tried to show through the first and the second books is the British man did not have to deal with the issue of caste in Africa, and still the better part of Africa is either Christian or Muslim. He did not have to deal with the issue of caste in New Zealand. The Maoris are not to be found in as many numbers anymore. Canada, you're still finding mass graves. Right? तो वहां पे क्या जाति प्रथा थी? So he invents excuses each time he goes to a particular jurisdiction to say, मैं यहाँ पे आपका उद्धार करने के लिए आया. And he is taking upon himself this benign burden, which is otherwise colonization. And he continues to justify his presence, saying, अगर मैं यहाँ से निकल जाऊं, तो आप एक दूसरे को काट के मारेंगे. Indians told this to each other when the freedom movement was going on, by the way. That means the man had successfully convinced the colonized people that his presence is necessary for us to stay united. That is the success of the Christian European colonizer. And the alpha level of the success or the beta level of the success is, उसके जाने के बाद भी we are dealing with the very same issues. So I disagree with this proposition entirely. 2. How do you think the armed forces are structured? Every man is not fighting for the army, they're fighting for their corps, their unit, their company, the color of that particular company. That's what they immediately relate to. It is federal unity. That is, the unit is fighting for the whole and the whole will fight for the unit. If that is how this structure operates to defend us, why is it important? Just आप इसको और एक step इस स्तर को आगे बढ़ाइए. For you to be able to commit yourself to a particular identity or a parichay, वो आपके जितना नजदीक हो, it is easier for you to say this belongs to me. An amorphous Hindu identity makes no sense to most people, where sampradayas make sense to most people. ट्रिक ये है कि संप्रदाय के साथ जो जुड़ाव है, it should never prevail over the larger धार्मिक unity. That is a different question altogether. उस unity को अचीव करने के लिए आपको सब आइडेंटिटीज को डिस्ट्रॉय करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जब आप ये करेंगे, सबसे बेसिक क्वेश्चन which even communism has not been able to answer till date, and that's why it is a failed ideology, वो किसी चीज को रिप्लेस करने की तो बात कर देते हैं, लेकिन उसको रिप्लेस किस चीज से करेंगे, व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन, दैट नेवर कम्स आउट. ओके, लेट्स अज्यूम दैट आपने इस ग्रैंड हिंदू यूनिटी प्रोजेक्ट को भारत के पैमाने पे इसको अमल करना शुरू कर दिया. तो आप लोगों से क्या कह रहे हैं? गिव अप ऑल योर इंस्टीट्यूशंस व्हिच सर्वाइव ऑन दोस सांप्रदायिक आइडेंटिटीज. चाहे वो मंदिर हो या जितने भी प्रथाएं हो, दे आर ऑल कनेक्टेड टू सम ट्रेडिशन और द अदर. I suspect at least 50% of the audience has watched Kantara.
Yes.
Right. Okay. What most people perhaps may not have paid attention to is that folklore is also a hereditary practice. And the entire movie is about the son finding the way back to the profession of the father. And he's haunted by nightmares throughout the movie for his deviations. And finally he comes back to the way of the father. The prodigal son returns home. Now, when you speak of the problem with hereditary structures, आप इस argument को folk art में लेके जाइए. Let's see how does it work. Why do you need hereditary structures? I am not making an argument for why birth-based jati is right. I am sure this is going to be confused with that. Let me try and explain this. When you inherit a particular tradition, आप इस institution से जब बाहर जाते हैं, you effectively have pride with respect to the institution which is your alma mater. You inherit those legacies. So any KGP guy, if he meets the other person, guy, girl, whatever it may be, we start with the standard motto of KGP, of Kharagpur, which is KGP ka tempo high hai. That's how we use it. So that's how we interact with each other. How do we interact? The next level of interactions, आप कौन से hall में हैं? What's your hostel? JCB, Jagdish Chandra Bose, Vishweshwaraya. That's how it goes. So you relate to the traditions of the hall that you come from. I am saying it's so surprising that we find it difficult to apply the very same logic to these structures. Because every jati tradition represents a knowledge tradition. उसको और उस बीज को बचाने की जिम्मेदारी उन्होंने ले रखी है. So that some family continues over a point of time. And there is some member of the family who constantly says, मैं इसकी रक्षा करूँगा. Public property means it belongs to everyone, correct? Okay. But every time there is a problem in this country, which is the property that is first attacked? Public property. क्या आप उसको बचाने जाएंगे, अपने घर को बचाने जाएंगे? क्यों? ये तो आपकी भी है ना. ये संपत्ति आप सबकी है. बस को जलाया जा रहा है और आपके घर को जलाया जा रहा है. आप किसको चूज करेंगे? इन दोनों विकल्पों के बीच में आपका चुनाव किसका होगा? घर को होगा भाई. Because public property is nobody's property. Because the relationship between you and public property is amorphous. It exists in thin air. Because आप कहेंगे ये देख लेगा, वो कहेगा ये देख लेगा, वरना स्टेट देख लेगी, बात खत्म. हिंदू यूनिटी ऐसे ही फेल होगा, क्योंकि आपने अंदर के जितने भी स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं उसको तोड़ दिया होगा और कोई इसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं लेगा. But who is going to provide thought leadership? That's not going to happen. There is a reason that our industrial houses still survived because of the Vaishya traditions and the safety networks and the guilds that they built. A Brahmin will never have the confidence to start a business as much as a Baniya does, simply because of the inherited legacy of taking risks. Of course, there may be individual exceptions, but the existence of an exception only points to the existence of a rule. डिपार्चर का मतलब यह है कि एक बेंचमार्क तो बन गया, वहां से आप डिविएशंस को देखते बैठेंगे, बट इट इज स्टिल अ डिविएशन, इट्स नॉट द रूल. If you happen to come from a certain background which says I will pursue knowledge, the rest of the society is going to take care of me, then you're not going to invest in risk-taking activity from a financial perspective. These are products of a pre-industrialized society, where the vocation of the father effectively becomes the vocation of the son. And I will say son, because at that point it was a male-dominated force. So you can accuse me of misogyny, but you can't change history. So considering that, question अब अलग होना चाहिए, which is एक इंडस्ट्रियल एज में क्या इस धर्म का कोई महत्व रह चुका है? That's a question you ask. But there are people who are still following their ancestors' practices and traditions. आपने ये डिसाइड कर लिया है कि आप मॉडर्न इकोनॉमी के साथ आप जुड़ जाएंगे, तो ये आपका निजी डिसीजन है. You can't stop others from following their practices. As much as you will not be comfortable with them imposing their structure on you, you don't have the right to impose your worldview on them, because they are saying, हम इस धारा से अलग रहेंगे. If you're willing to give the Jarawas in Andaman the right to be away from civilization, as we call it, because you're saying these are certain cultures and ways of life that need to be protected, why can't you extend the very same benefit of doubt to others? क्योंकि इसमें you will immediately be forced to look at it from the Marxist literature of class war, because उनका सीधा यही allegation होगा that this entire structure was created only for oppression. That's exactly why Marxism's role in killing indigenous societies' native systems must be understood, and भारत से बेहतर केस स्टडी आपको इस विषय में नहीं मिलेगा. दुनिया भर में जाके ये नेटिव आइडेंटिटी की बात करेंगे, उसकी रक्षा करेंगे, बिकॉज दैट्स द अंडरडॉग. लेकिन भारत में आते ही इट इज द नेटिव आइडेंटिटी दैट बिकम्स द ऑप्रेसिव आइडेंटिटी. दैट्स व्हाई इन द फर्स्ट बुक आई क्लियरली शो, मार्क्स अपने आप कह रहा है दैट आई मे हैव माय डिसएग्रीमेंट्स विद कॉलोनाइजेशन, बट उपनिवेशवाद का एक फैंटास्टिक ये कॉन्सिक्वेंस ये है कि Asiatic ways of life will be destroyed, which is to say India and China, which are the major civilizations, उनके अंदर के जितने भी societal structures हैं, knowledge structures हैं, वो पूरी तरह से टूट जाएंगी. Therefore, colonization is important. No wonder Marxism in this country and communism in this country is constantly pushing the Western agenda. What an irony! They may have a problem with United States, but they otherwise don't have a problem foisting Western ideas in Bharat. That is the paradox in their positions. So, ऐसे मुद्दों पे थियोरी से ज्यादा प्रैक्टिकल्स की और नॉलेज इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है, क्योंकि देन यू विल आस्क, अगर कोई ट्रेडिशन आज भी जिंदा है और कायम है, इट्स नॉट बिकॉज सम फेलो फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट ट्रेडिशन कम्स एंड सेज मैं इसकी रक्षा करूंगा, इसको आगे लेके जाऊंगा. दोस पीपल हैव कंटिन्यूड. 1200 years of butchery, savagery, destruction, burning of libraries, and this experience is replicated where? In Persia, is replicated in Andalus, therefore Spain. Please sit. In all these places this is replicated. वहां की संस्कृति नहीं बची है. यहां पे किसने उसको बचाया? Everyone takes care of their own traditions and says हम इसकी रक्षा करेंगे. That is precisely why, despite all this, there is some continuity between how Bharat existed before 8th century and its current existence. आपको कुछ तो उसमें continuity नजर आ रहा है, क्योंकि किसी ने तो इसकी जिम्मेदारी ली कि हम इसकी रक्षा करेंगे. The problem with this discussion is that it is bound to be infused with the missionary British narrative of how untouchability was prevalent. मैं उसको कभी डिनाई नहीं करूंगा. I am not going to deny that something has happened. But मैं आपको और एक एग्जाम्पल भी इसके साथ दे दूंगा. सती का जो एम्पिरिकल एविडेंस है, इट इज नगण्य, ऑलमोस्ट नेग्लिजिबल. इन्होंने इसको भारत के बाहर पेश कर करके वहां से मिशनरी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस को यहां पे इनवाइट किया. द क्रेडिट फॉर दिस एंटायरली गोज टू क्लॉडियस बुकैनन, अ क्रिश्चियन मिशनरी, एंड आई हैव pointed this out from his own literature, but you can read better literature. Dr. Meenakshi Jain's book on Sati. जगन्नाथ यात्रा को पूरी तरह से डिमोराइज किया इस आदमी ने. So he goes on the one hand to say women are burnt, and on the other hand people commit suicide in front of the रथ यात्रा. और इस शापित लोगों को हमें बचाना है, और हम बचाएंगे कैसे? तो आपका हर प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन यही है, तो इसका मतलब आपका मकसद यही है. Why should I change my position now? If you want to help a person, you can also do that without pulling away that person from his roots. But that is not your goal. Your goal is very different. तो ये सिर्फ एक pretext है. What is the अनुवाद for pretext in Hindi? Bahana is Urdu. What is in Hindi? Please find it. Decoloniality. So, I used Anuvad and not Tarjuman. So therefore, sorry? Okay, fine. I do not. Purvagra is it? Okay, fair enough. ठीक है. So when you look at this larger picture, then the picture becomes very clear. आप जब तक भारत के कॉलोनाइजेशन की हिस्ट्री को अपने आप में पढ़ेंगे, which is to say you look at it independent of anything else, you will always find mistakes with our society. But when you see the same culprit going to 10 different countries, from Latin America to Australia to New Zealand, he's converted everyone. Why am I supposed to not come to the conclusion, this is your end goal? Is the experience of the Northeast any different? No. Is the current day Andhra Pradesh any different? No. Is Punjab any different today? No. Res ipsa loquitur. Facts speak for themselves. That's it.